So I've got this flipbook playing from the cache. I just turned on smooth shaded and put it in full screen to get a better look. And yeah, it looks great. We've got, you know, all these different chunks. We've got nice lots of detail on the inside. You can see the kind of shockwave pushing out. You can see this big piece here is one that was constrained together. Got lots of little pieces flying up. Around the edge, we don't have, all of these are non-active, so they're not moving at all. So that gives us a nice, you know, the ones closer to it are moving a little bit, so we get some nice cracks that gradually end up bigger in the middle. And yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. So let's go back and I put it back onto smooth wire shaded, back out of full screen, and then we're going to start building our debris. So I'm going to drop a couple of nulls here because I want to build the debris setup in a different context. So I'm going to grab the full render geo. So let's call it out sim render. Well, that's one, and then this one is the proxy, right? So out sim proxy. Cool. Go back out here, and then I'm going to drop another geometry node. Call this debris. Jump inside, object merge, and then grab those. So out sim proxy. I'll do that on the right because that's the way it is with the IO, and out sim render on the left. Cool. And now, so to set up our debris, I'm going to make a selection of a couple of these pieces, right? So first, let's not time warp, time shift. Just get the first frame so it freezes. I don't want any animation. So right click, delete channels. I will keep it on the first frame. No animation. Then let's see, let's grab an exploded view. Okay, so I want to select a few of these. Don't worry too much about, you know, how many points each one of them has or the size, because we're going to remesh it later anyway. So I'm just going to grab some kind of roundish pieces. I don't want very long pieces. I'm going to get 7 pieces, I think. See those 3, so 1, 2, 3. This one, 4. Remember, hold shift when you're making these selections. 5. Let me see. Yeah, 6 and 7. That one, why not? Okay, and then I hit delete on my keyboard. Delete non-selected, and there I've isolated those. Okay, let's drop a wrangle and put them all in the middle. I'm just going to turn on my grid. So just set the position to be the center. And P is 0. Simple as that. Okay, so I will put them all in the middle. Oops. And so I also want to play with the size of these. Okay, so I want them all to roughly be the same size. At the moment they're not. So a way to procedurally do that is use a for each loop and stretch them based on their bounding box, right? So for each named primitive again. Let's see, and I think this needs to be set to points. That should work because the name attribute is on the points. There we something weird going on there. Let's try setting it to primitives. So get the name attributes on the primitive, just not delete the original, and put this back to primitives. And let's see, reset cache pass. Let's see what's wrong with it. What's wrong here? Original. I meant to put name here. There we go. Now this should work, and this should work down here. Perfect. Okay, let's turn that off. So in here I need to drop another transform, and then I need to affect the scale for each piece, right? So if I do 1 divided by the size, then it will be stretched to fit that size basically. So I'm going to get the B box, which is the bounding box size as an expression. So I'm looking for the bounding box size of myself, and we want the size, the whole, the entire size of. We're gonna do the same in all of them, so it doesn't get stretched out. Okay, so they get sized equally, and set this to size. So they'll get scaled to fit a box, a 1 meter squared box, based on the size, the size of the Z will get scaled to fit the box, and the rest will be scaled according to that, basically. Okay, it's kind of hard to explain, but once I put these in, so I'm just going to put the same. So Z is for the Z, but if you put them in all of them like this, you can see they all fit into. You can see in Z that's 1 meter across that way, and then they're a bit longer or shorter in the other axis, but they don't get stretched. If I was to put Y and X here, then they would be kind of stretched out and look weird, but I don't want to do that. Okay, so we've got them all together and shaped up. Let's unpack them because I want to remesh it. Okay, drop a remesh. Ooh, let's not do that. Remesh with, let's do a scale of 0.1. Remember, these are going to be very small, very, very small pieces, so we don't need anything too big. And then pack them back up again. Ready for simulating, well, copying. Next we're going to be copying these onto points based on the other geometry.